Welcome back, friends. This is Soraya, and today we are doing some very special pink opal honeycomb nails. So I'm showing you how I apply my forms, and applying forms is super important, right? We're sculpting. So I'm securing it around my finger, and then I'm showing you that it's completely straight down my nail, and that's super important so you don't have a crooked nail. And when applying my forms, I don't always secure it with my finger upside down because it can be crooked that way, but it really just depends on how I'm doing it in the moment. Yeah, so I really take my time when I'm applying the form because I like to make sure it's super tight so that it doesn't move when I pat and press my acrylic down. So now we're getting into me sculpting my clear base. So I really want to go in depth about this in the future if you guys ever want me to really explain how I do this, because there is a method. And there is a method to this madness, okay? So, but I'm just showing you know, how I do it. And it totally looks perfect. Like, this thing looks completely ready to go, this base. But it actually wasn't when I took the form off. But that's totally okay because I fixed it, I filed it up, and I made sure it was ready to go. But sometimes if I totally mess up my base, I just clip it off and I do it again, and that's the great part about sculpting clear base, is that it's super thin. So if you have to clip it off and do it again, you can totally do that. So now we are really getting into the nitty gritty. We are doing the pink opal design. This design was inspired by the Nail Vibes. Well, it's kind of hard to say that the Nail Vibes is fire opal nails, and those did have pink in them, and I basically wanted to do that but way more pink. Pink is my favorite color, so I really just had to go all out. I brought out all my acrylic, all my glitter that was pink, and I just was like, okay, let's get into it. So you can see here that I first applied some core white from Young Nails, and then I went in with, I have 3 different pink acrylics that I'm using. I'm using CJP's Barbie Girl. I'm using a pink from Valentino that I don't know the number of, but it will be in the description box. And I'm also using, it's either I'm Cute or Miss You, or it could be neither, from Mia's Secret. Again, that will all be linked down below. And I started by doing Barbie Girl and the Valentino color, and then I went in with the Mia's Secret. And then what already happened before, but I also took some Nail Heaven Supply Store $1 Million Baby, my favorite glitter acrylic, and I put that pretty much in all of the areas that I put the pink acrylic. So yeah, I mean, this design is just, it's whatever you want it to be. It's however you want to do it. I did watch the video on how she did her fire opal nails, and I pretty much kind of took that as my guide. So I will also link that video where she shows you how to do those, because I mean, it's pretty much, it's the same process, but I feel like I'm just adding way more stuff. So the other glitters that I'm also adding are Glitter Bells' Rainbow Crush, another one of my favorites. And then I'm doing Nail Heaven Supply Store's Period Poo, and I believe Dirty Sprite. If I'm wrong, no, I'm not wrong. It's right, because I love those, and I thought those would be great in this nail. More glitters I'm applying here. So the pink stars are also from Nail Heaven Supply Store. Those are called, I think they're called Powerpuff Girl. And then, I'm also adding Bubblegum Flake from Glitter Bells. Girl, there's so much stuff in here. I can't even, my brain is running too fast for my mouth. And then those pink hearts, and not the powder puff girl stars, but the actual stars, not the twinkles, the stars. Those are from AliExpress. Yeah. So basically, I'm layering all that glitter up in there, and then once I kind of found my place that I'm ready to keep moving forward with, then I add a thin layer of that white, and what that does is it adds dimension. So with these types of like marble opal looks, the dimension is where the dimension is pretty much where the design is at. Like if I didn't add that white, it would look nice, but when you add dimension and things like this, it almost adds that factor of like, how in the world did you do that? And my friend even asked me like, how did you get that 3D effect? And it's layering. So after I do the white, then I'm going to start encapsulating, and I'm encapsulating with glitter bells, glass slippers, my ride or die. This acrylic is amazing because I was so afraid that this would be cloudy. I'm always afraid that anything I encapsulate would be cloudy, but this was not cloudy at all, and I built this up with that clear very high. Not very high, but it was thick, and I was just so nervous. But man, these were clear as day, and it was so amazing top coating and seeing the final result. I think I'm talking too much now, but I just really wanted to say what I had to say. I had to get it all out. But yeah, I'm gonna talk more about encapsulating a little later, but I'm just gonna let you guys watch this. Alright, y'all, so let's talk a little bit about encapsulating. I can't go fully in depth as I probably want to, but I'm just going to talk about a few tips and little things that I like to remember. So, my first tip is to make sure that when you're encapsulating stuff like this, where there's lots of crevices or if things are really big, make sure that you wet your actual nail before you start encapsulating. This will make the bead run down your nail very smoothly, and it will surely seep into all those crevices, and it will encapsulate everything you need it to. You can see on this nail and on my index finger that I start encapsulating at the tip of the nail. Because this nail is so long, I'm inclined to start at the tip and work my way up. Some people even use bigger beads and they start at the middle, but I try to use a little bit smaller beads because I have more control of where they're going, and a lot of times my application isn't really the best, which it's not a horrible thing because my filing and shaping really shines. It looks great after it's filed and shaped. But I want to just say that it's okay if your application isn't perfect, because mine definitely is not. And I think sometimes we can beat ourselves up for that, because in the nail community or just in general, we see that perfect application is kind of the standard and it's where we should be. But if you're not there yet, that's okay. I've been doing nails for a year and I am not there yet. But you know what? It's okay, because with acrylic, you can take it off and you can put it back on. And I use that to my advantage. So, sure, it may not be the goal, but living. We're doing our nails the way we can do them, okay? So that's my piece. I know y'all tired of my voice. But so now we're into the Honeygom portion of the video. So I did these nails for Joohoney's birthday. It is not October 6th anymore, but that is when I posted these. So I am painting the beloved bear, Honeygom. And I'm gonna pop up on the screen my inspiration for this art right here. Hopefully I time it right. But yes, this art is by Sheeps and Fluff, and I was so moved by this art. I made it my home screen ever since I first saw it, and it is, or my lock screen, and it's still my lock screen. It's just the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So I'm painting it, and oh my gosh, you guys, painting this was really hard because this brush I use is crap. It was just, oh, I wanted to curse. It was just bad, okay? I have a better brush now, but it was just not the business. I was not having it. And I also wanted to say that the pink opal portion of the nails comes from his birthstone. His birthstone is pink opal. Well, it's like pink and it's opal. Something like that. So, yeah, that's where the pink opal comes in. And, honestly, hand painting, oh boy. What I'm gonna tell you is that you just need to do it, and you need to do your best, and you need to try as hard as you can, because that's exactly what I did here. And I'm not showing you like the full painting of every single nail because I pretty much did them the same way. Like the faces, or sorry, their head is all the same. Their face details, the only face details that are different are the eyes on some of them, or the eye on this one. But yeah, you're just gonna see how I do this miraculously, you know, because this is not easy. Filming and painting is not easy at all, you know. I wish y'all could see how I be struggling behind the camera because it's a lot. Like there's so much stuff that I cut out. Well, there's just so much stuff you're not hearing because it is muted. But thank God for that, right? So I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy me painting these adorable bears. Aren't they just so darn cute? Okay, see you later. Can you tell this was a new day? Lord. I woke up and I was like, yeah, let me get this sparkly background for my video, and I didn't even do that for the rest of the video. Oh me. I'm gonna get better, okay? My next videos, I'm gonna have sparkly background, nice background the whole time. Not just on a new day when I'm filming. So I'm doing line work, and this line work was really, really hard because like I said, this brush was crap. But what I didn't show is that I went over it twice. So I did my first outline, and then I had to make it darker, so I went over it again. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, man, don't buy this. I'm not even gonna tell you where this brush came from. I don't want y'all to know, okay? Just don't even worry about it. Just watch this, and I'll come back a little bit later. I lied when I said I didn't show y'all the second outline, by the way. But it's okay, because you already knew I lied. We're already here. So let's move on. Okay, so now I'm painting the honey pots and the bees from the art. And looking back, and even right after I finished these, I was like, man, I should have like put some more bee trails throughout the nail, because for me it just looked so empty. And at first I didn't think that, of course, but like after I finished them and I really looked at them, because you know, you be thinking too hard and stuff like that. I'm a perfectionist, it's just what I do. But yeah, I do wish I added bee trails, but it's totally okay. But one thing I wanted to say about this part of the hand painting process is that I am using a dotting tool for pretty much the entire painting of the pots and the bees, except for like the trails and the points of the bees, because it's a lot easier for this part. I don't need to be using this stupid brush, you know, and it's kind of like drawing. And I would highly recommend that if you're doing like hand painted nail art, start out with like a dotting tool, because it's like drawing, it's not like painting. It might be a little difficult in you know, but just try it, especially for stuff like this where there's no faces involved. Like it's just, what's the word, like it's inanimate objects. Yeah. And I'm doing a black background first, and what that does is it allows me to not have to do an outline. Ding ding ding, that's what I should have done with the bears, but I didn't do it because I didn't think about that, but it's okay. So yeah, look at the little bee, it's so cute. I don't think there's anything else I had to say. Maybe when I get there I will say it. You mad that I'm back? I just wanted to say that, because I am on the topic of the honey pots, you know, I just like to give my input even though it's not needed. I wanted to say that I do wish for some of them that I made the drips smaller, like skinnier, because I felt like they were too big, like proportionately, they were just off. And then I also wanted to explain that I'm doing white first, so that the yellow could show up on the brown. I thought it wouldn't show up, so I just did that. And then I also yeah, I also wanted to mention that I mixed colors to get that honey yellow. I mixed like a yellow from a card and like some white and some clear gel polish, and I tried to get like a honey color. And then even for Honeygom's face, that was yellow and white, because I don't have these colors. I don't have a collection like that. So you know, you have to pull the palette out and do what you have to do, and that's what I did. So Yeah, these drips, they're fun. They're nice. They're cute. I like them. And I'm doing the same thing, doing a white first for the wing of the bee. That's blue, if you can't tell. Someone might not be able to tell, and that's okay, because I'm here to tell you that it's blue. And now I'm doing bee trails. Girl, this brush, oh, it made me so mad. Like, that should have shown up. Like, it should have been, like, why wasn't it doing that? It was that brush. I went over these 3 times. Let me stop complaining. We're top coating. We're here. Okay. I'm only showing the top coat of like the nails that weren't already top coated. For some reason, like I top coated the nails with the bears, and I really didn't have to first. Only, I don't know. I just be thinking like that. Look at this thumb. Look how long and square it is. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I was so happy with these nails, and I was really sad when I took them off. I don't think I've ever been sadder taking some nails off. These nails are my pride and my joy. Like, these nails are me. Like, this is what I do. This is, it's just everything. Yeah, me and a nail, that's it. That's what it is. Wiping the sides of my nails is not good because I'm allergic. Don't do that at home. Here's the final result. Oh my gosh. Do you see this? Do you see this quality? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Look at this. I'm sorry. These are beautiful. I might cry. Okay, thank you so much for watching. What do I say in the intro? Yeah, thank you. Subscribe, because I'm posting another video next Thursday, and you're not gonna want to miss it. And hit the like button. Thank you. Bye-bye.